So I'm Abigail Brown and I'm a silversmith based near Falmouth in Cornwall. And I've been working with silver for 22 years. My mum said that when I was born, right from being a baby, she knew I was going to be an artist. And you're either a maker or you're not, yeah. And it drives everything you do. I chose to become a silversmith because these beautiful objects that we find that are in the British Museum now have outlasted their maker, and they fill the people who go to look at them with intrigue, and you know that it's the same skills I'm using now, and I think that's fascinating, and that maybe one of my pieces might be dug up in 1,000 years' time, and people will wonder what motivated me. Quite often the design stage is just out when I'm walking, and it's what's going through my head, what I'm seeing. And I bring things back to the workshop that will help with that design process or ongoing whilst I'm either drawing or making the work. The process of making will start with, if you following a design, working out the specific measurements for the material you're going to be using, and preparing your silver to those measurements. If it's a raised piece, which is what I specialise in, you start by what is a process called blocking, which is using a round-faced mallet or hammer into a hollow in the tree trunk to start to dish the piece. I love the fact that working with silver means you get to use all of the elements. The elements as in this metal has come from the earth, and you use fire and air to heat it and water to quench it. And it sort of encompasses those 4 things within the process of making. I love the fact that the techniques are, it's quite an honour to hold the techniques and to have spent my time learning those techniques. Even with those skills, working with silver, I can learn something new every single day for the rest of my life. That I find inspiring. It's what keeps it interesting, is that you can learn something new every day. So the techniques I'm mostly using are raising and chasing, but I also use other methods like texturing and piercing, which means cutting the metal. And these techniques are mostly unchanged for hundreds, if not thousands of years since the Bronze Age. I guess I'm drawn to silver as my main material because of the way it feels, and it's something that's quite difficult to describe, but it has a quality and a feeling, an emotional feeling, that draws me in. I'm inspired to make these vessels because it's like drawing, but in 3 dimensions, and it's about exploring the natural world through observation. It's often to do with plants for me. Predominantly, it's about the place or the spirit of the place, and trying to capture the feeling of the land there. I might have a plan, but as I'm working, the silver will show me something different, and I'll change my mind, or I'll be making decisions as I go, as I'm working with material. So it's kind of evolving the whole time, and that tends to be when the work is at its strongest, I think, is when I respond to what the silver is saying. So I guess, when a piece is finished, by contemplating it for a little while and then deciding that that's enough.